one and all present in this August gathering, respected Board of Governors, the Director, esteemed faculty members, and my mentor and good friend and colleagues, Dr. Chandrasekhar Natarajan sir, whom I know for more than 1 decade when sir was there in Germany. And today we have become very close to each other. And personally thank him and the management for the invitation for this wonderful learning session. And as we rightly say, there is nothing like teaching. It's all about learning. The more we teach, the more we talk. In the process, we learn a lot. So I welcome the batch 2020-21, and I also congratulate all the students for selecting Firebird Institute of Research in Management, one of the premier business schools integrated with the real life experiences, not only make the students employable in this emerging economy, at the same time, there is a lot of impetus to become an entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear budding managers, I welcome you all once again in this August ceremony orientation program. And rightly, it can be an immersive program. So thank you so much for your resilience, for your courage, for the determination you have shown during this unprecedented time for since last 5 to 6 months. And we believe, based on the different kind of reports available in the market, we're going to stay in this new normal for another 5 to 6 months. And we're expecting soon a vaccine as early as Jan 2021. So let us be hopeful. And having said that, I must accept during this challenging time, when we all are at home, we are keeping ourselves safe, maximum learning is happening during this particular time. Believe me, I've interacted with many students across different countries, interacted with the faculty members, and there is a consensus that students are taking extra efforts. They are going extra mileage. They're browsing through the net. They are Googling the required information. They are going through different blogs, community learning, and they're getting that information. That's why it is rightly said that learning is intrinsic, right? It's the self manifestation, what Swami Vivekananda has rightly put it. Learning is nothing but the self manifestation. It is intrinsic. So I think as far as learning is concerned, there is no limitation, no hindrance, even we are locked at home. I think a lot of learnings are happening during this time. So let me start with a small story. It's a real-time story. You know, the deer has a speed of 90 kilometers per hour, and the tiger has a speed of around 50 kilometers per hour. But tiger is able to capture the deer. Why it is so? Because deer does not have the confidence on itself. It always thinks that tiger will catch me, and it tries to look back. And in the process, it gets slowed down and tiger captures it. I think none of us should have any kind of fear, apprehension, and doubts. We must have the strong will, the self-confidence, the determination, the greed to do something. And I'm sure I can feel today, even we are not connected physically, that the glow on your face, the determination in your eyes, the positive vibes radiating from your bodies. Why you have chosen this program in this prestigious business schools? You have a big dream. So whenever in life you face with difficulties, face with challenges and limitations, you always remember why you had to take the decision to join for your PGDM program in this prestigious business schools. You get back to that, and I'm sure that with that, all of you can always bounce back and overcome your difficulties. So my dear loving budding managers, let me narrate another small story, anecdote. One person was having a cup of coffee and someone came and pushed that person and coffee spilled over the bodies. So what is that happened? It's not that coffee that spilled over. If it would have been tea, so tea would have been spilled over. It would have been water, water would have been spilled over. So my purpose of saying that in that cup you hold the positivity, you hold the optimism, you hold the dream. I think definitely whenever you get tough times and challenges, you will be overcome to radiate the positive vibes and overcome all the barriers and hindrances in your life. My dear budding managers, you all are privileged a lot. There are many students, many youth, those who are not getting opportunities to study the higher studies. You are privileged and you must do justice for the blessing what you got from the God to pursue your higher education. There is ample opportunities. There is a world of opportunities. I was reading through World Economic Forum report, and it says, it pinpoints a particular area. I'm sure that if you all can look at this, and it says by 2050, the 70-80% of the workforce will be the consultant. Who are the consultant? Consultant are the highly expertise people in a particular domain, in a specific area. So that's the future of workforce. And see today what has happened. See today what has happened. I think many people, the mid-level managers, CEO level managers, those who are laid up, they're working from home as a consultant, as an expertise in a particular given domain. It's changing so fast. It's changing so fast. It also said that one of the qualities, if anyone has today, so that person can become ever employable. And that quality is your learnability, the ability to learn fast. You see the environment today, if you look, and most of the business houses are going for digital transformation. What the business model the corporate had 20-30 years have back, I think everything has gone topsy-turvy, right? All are going for digital transformation. So that's the uncertainty, the VUCA world. We must be ready to face this kind of situations in the coming future. I think there is a great learning. This COVID-19 situation has proven a lot of business models, a lot of economic models, which were doing so well before, has fallen flat. So what you can do as a youth, as a budding managers, how you can contribute to this. Most of the companies, there are two companies at this present time, those who have done wonderfully well. The number one is Amazon. Its growth has gone manifold. And the second one in India is Reliance. Mukesh Ambani, now he has become the fourth richest person in the world during this difficult time. They are doing so well. See, most of these companies are based on IT platform. I think digital transformation. Other day, the Microsoft president, David Smith, he gave one speech and he said that 25 million jobs will be laid off. And there is a strong need, as most of the companies are going for digital transformation, irrespective of the discipline, irrespective of the nature of the business. The IT must be on the table. And he said that understanding the digital transformation, digital tools and techniques, and the emerging technologies, whatever we are today talking about, artificial intelligence. Other day I read in Economic Times that there is a lot of demand of artificial intelligence. I'm sure that you have read that Baiju has acquired White Hat Junior, an 18-month-old company, those who are teaching online coding to the kids, with a whooping $300 million investment acquisition, the biggest acquisition during this tough time. And I'm sure that you also must have heard in the news that Facebook has invested in Reliance, right? And Reliance Mart has given a big challenge to the DMart and other e-tailer. Today, we have GeoMeet. See, a lot of innovations are happening. And I'm sure in this particular difficult time, we see that a lot of enterprises are coming up, emerging, especially in its business area. There is a huge prospect for e-entrepreneurs. There's a huge prospect for entrepreneurs using the digital space. Any new kind of situations, let me tell you, in 2019, when there was economic recession, some of the world's major companies were formed. Uber, that was during the US economic recession. Airbnb, that was emerged out of US economic recession. So every challenges, every difficult times, it comes out with certain opportunities. We need to find out this particular difficult time, what kind of problems people are encountering, whether we can address those problems, startup ideas or processes or business models or not. I think that's is the prospect in the post-COVID and during this COVID particular situations, lot of enterprise activities. But I do also agree that there is financial crunch, there is liquidity issue is there, and SMEs are suffering because of their products are not moving, and essentially people are only spending on essential commodities, not on consumer durables and other luxurious goods. So that's a difficult time. And Government of India has injected 20 lakh crore rupees, and out of that is a major investment for revival of the SME sector, but that is given as a soft loan, not as known as a subsidy. I think that is a, today Government of India has announced few days back, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Once the globalization was order of the day, but today, due to this COVID-19 situation, we see that international flights are cancelled. There is no export import. So all the countries once again coming back to the basic to become self-resilient. I think India is already self-resilient. Due to US economic recession 2009, when most of the countries in the world were hit, but India was doing quite well in comparison to the other countries that time. So there is a huge prospect. There is huge opportunities out there for all the budding managers, not only in terms of employment prospect, at the same time, to be of your own. I think the horizon is very much green for all. Now, having said that industry perspective, let's come back to the management programs wherein you have enrolled. Ma'am has rightly said that the curriculum in Firebird Institute of Management and Research is highly focused and linked with real-time requirement in the integrated with the industry. I think that's one area. If you look at most of the studies today which are available, whether it is NASSCOM, CII, ASSOCHAM, we find that 10% engineers are employable or 15% MBA graduates are employable. And what is that gap? Why is that gap? And all experts, after carrying out studies, they have found out that this gap is because of the life skill and the soft skills. So essentially, if I look at, see, there are three different skill sets I think all of you must possess during your day in the Firebird business schools. The number one is your hard skills, which is fundamentally your understanding on the subjects. If you look at the management subject, it itself aimed at holistic development. We have marketing, finance, HR, right? We have anthropology, we have the value-based educations, whatnot. So the management program itself creates a 360-degree development. Now, having said that, what is very much essential during this 2 years program is three different areas. I think each one of you need to focus. The number one is your conceptual clarity. I have seen as a part of interview process, none of the interviews, the difficult question asked, they will ask you simple questions. What is sell? What is upskilling? What is cross-selling? What is marketing? If I say, can you explain in 2 words what is marketing? So marketing is essentially creating demand. I think that's the fundamental clarity instead of quoting a definition from Philip Kotler's book, lengthy 6 lines definition. So I think the fundamental clarity, the conceptual clarity is very, very important. How, if you look at the teaching learning process, you will see there are a lot of activities are incorporated. And the number one activity is your case study. So my request to all the students that please do justice to the case studies, because that's the only way how you can connect with the real life business situations. However, there are different initiatives will be also taken, like meet an industry expert, wherein guest lecture will be delivered by the experts, will be taken to the industry for the industrial visits, all those to connect with the industry practices, the real-time situations. But that cannot happen every now and then. But case studies is one of the major process in learning the business knowledges during a 2 years program. So case studies, the conceptual clarity, the fundamental clarity, and technical know-how. See, today, irrespective of any programs, whether we are in management, whether in liberal arts or any other programs, we must be tech savvy. I must tell you, before February 2020, all those technologies which we are using now, these technologies were very much available. Many are free of cost. But none of us bothered to explore those technologies. But today you see, you all, the freshers, 2020 batch, you are attending the inaugural ceremony, okay, using the Google Meet, right? So you have become very tech savvy as a teachers. We never thought of will engage the session, but in all academic institutions across, whether it is Harvard or a small institution in rural India, all are using the technology platform. So the question comes, many people raise the questions, the crores of investment on infrastructure, swimming pool, and some of the no stuff, okay, whether those are really making any sense. I think there is a renewed interest to develop the IT infrastructure, to develop the faculty development, to make the faculty digitally sound, so that even in this situation, we don't know how long, right? But even in future, keeping that in mind, we can address this kind of unwanted situations and we can overcome these challenges. So fundamental clarity, the conceptual clarity, and tech savvy, these are three different areas where today's students need to be very, very strong, because the skills changing very fast. What was the employability criteria in early 2020 is not the employability criteria today. In 2000, if I take the example, early 2000, there was booming in IT, especially in the BPO sector. So anyone is having good communication skills in English, that person used to be employable. But today that's not the case. So it's changed. The employability criteria changes so fast. But that's what I say, being employed is always at risk. Being employable is always at safe. So how you can become employable? You can remain employable throughout your life. What I say, if you have that, develop the skills of learnability, your ability to learn fast, your attitude, your mindset, the positive frame of mind, given a particular tool and technique, how fast we can adapt and implement that. That's why it is rightly said, there are three aspects we need to take care. One is knowing, doing, and being. Knowing means you must know the theories very well, because theories are the foundation. And theories have not come out of the blue, right? It's again came out of experiments, whether it is Henry Fayol's theory or whatever management theories today we have. These theories all have come from the factory, is it not? All strategic management theories have come from military. So these theories have come from practice, okay, from the experiments. So these are of immense values. But with changing time, there may be a strong need of adaptation and flexibility. Tough times do not exist, but tough people do exist. You must remember that. And to become employable, you all must be very, very strong in the fundamentals. Whatever subjects you have, you must be very thorough with a lot of clarity. Do the case studies, do role play, do syndicate service, or whatever activities, group discussion, personal interview, because through that you can develop. There was a study, Gallup study in early 2004, and this study says 60 to 70% business schools students, they have responded, there is not much focus on leadership development. Leadership development, I think that's one area. There was not much focus given across the business schools. So how one can develop the leadership skills? It can be developed not in isolation, right? If leadership can be developed by the class or by attending training center, someone said, then why the CEOs, they need training for leadership time and again. So what is that? How you can develop? This is a social skill. This is based on your experience. So you must participate in group discussion, in cultural activities, in management fest, in your business schools. And through that, you can develop the qualities of a good leader. So that's very, very important. Now, having said that, leadership qualities also is one of the needs today to really excel. Even the business schools, some of the business schools, the first employability index, right? Employability index, it was started in IIM Ahmedabad by the CRISIL, one rating agency. They started the employability index based on certain parameters. When you are there in the first semester, what are the desirable qualities or skill set you must have? As you pass through second semester, third semester, and the final semester, how these qualities should be developed. So these employability skills essentially linked with, as I said before, based on different studies, is your soft skills and the life skills. Soft skills are very, very important today. If we have the knowledge, but we are not able to put across our thoughts to other people, I think that's make no sense. We're talking about knowledge in action, irrespective of where we are. Okay, today we have huge advantage because we are connected globally. No one can say that I'm not in Bangalore, the IT hub, I'm not in Mumbai or Chennai, okay, in a major metropolitan city, so I'm deprived of the job opportunities. I think that's not correct. That's a lame excuse. Today you all are connected on the internet globally, and if anyone has expertise and requisite skill sets, let me tell you, no one can deny you a good job, or no one can stop you to progress in your career. But having said that, you have developed a career path for yourself right now. This is very important stage. Let me tell you, the day one, the inaugural days and the induction programs set a students in the right framework, which drives you throughout your next 2 years in the campus and further your corporate life. So what kind of career path you will develop, what you want to become in life? I think as a PG students, you all are matured enough. You must have thought of it. So to meet your vision or what you want to become in life, have you developed the strategy? Have you put that strategy in place, in written? And how you can make small goals to achieve the vision? I think that career path, designing the career path is very, very important. Now the career, having said that, there are two major aspects wherein you talk about the career. Two theories are there in the career. And let me tell you, I think it's the right time for all of you to understand this. One is the psychological theory, and second one is the sociological theory. Psychological theory, it says that the careers generally we choose based on our abilities, based on our skill set, our personality traits, or at a given point of time, what kind of job opportunities are there in the environment. But sociological theory says it has a lot of connect with the society we belong, okay? The socioeconomic culture we represent, the influence of parents, the influence of peers, the neighbors. I think that has a major impact how a person chooses his or her career path. Now there is another aspect which is never thought. There are many theories on career development by the Hollands, and there are Rose. So many career development theories are there. But one aspect none of the theories addressed, that is the materialistic aspect. Many a time we select a job which gives us more remuneration, more salary. Nothing wrong in that. I'm not saying wrong in that. Earning money, creating wealth is highly spiritual because we spend that money so that money goes to economy, it circulates in the economy. It helps in nation building, okay, economic development of the country, of the society. Nothing wrong in that. But that's also another major no motivation how we select a particular career. Even if we don't like, if we get a good opportunity, we get into that, right? So that's also another way of choosing a particular career. So my dear budding managers, let me tell you, as I said before, the knowing the fast, you must be thorough. As I said, the fundamental knowledge, the analytical skills, the conceptual skills, the technical skills. Okay, the knowing then doing. You must be able to apply what you know, how you can do it during your 2 years program. I'm sure, as Dr. Chandrasekhar sir is there, is a highly expertise academician having experience in entrepreneurship in other area. Okay, so I think that's one area during your 2 years program. I'm sure that your business school must have entrepreneurship development cell, because that is started by entrepreneurs, right? You have the mentors, you have the visionary leaders on the board whom you can look up and get the instant motivation. During your 2 years program, how you can put your knowledge, whatever you gain in your day-to-day classroom activities, into action. I think that is done through your in-plan training, through your project, and there should be more of mini projects, hands-on activities, wherein you can put your knowledge into expertise. There is more of industry visit, more of expert lecture, meet an entrepreneur, business plan, incubation cell, startup ideas, right? The pitch in for your startup idea. I'm sure that the very experienced, the faculty members in Firebird Institute will help you 360-degree to come out as a successful human beings. First, I will say, not as a manager. First, you need to become a good human being. I think that's one thing we are missing out in the in the race of becoming successful, earning a lot of money. I always believe in the principle, yes, we are investing money on our program for last 15 years. So there must be a return on the investment, definitely. So this return on investment is our own individual responsibility. How much efforts we put, teachers, management, they take utmost interest so that you come out successfully. But at the end, it depends on the individual. Placement is never been an institutional responsibility. Let me put it across very well. I was there heading one placement department. I know the kind of mindset the parents and the students they have. It is a student-driven activity. The faculty will not appear for the recruitment. Okay, staff members will never appear for the recruitment. It's the students. So you have to take extra interest. You are the pivotal. You have to come forward if you don't understand any concept, the teachers. You need to clarify the doubts. You are the leaders. You have to take charge of the responsibility. Your institution reputation, it lies on your shoulder. You must be very, very clear in this particular aspects. So knowing, doing, the next come is being. Being means you have to behave like a professional. Most of the professional courses, whether it is chartered accountant, the lawyers, or the medical professionals, they have the code of ethics. And when the 2009 economic recession hit, the many top management expert and industry expert, they thought that for management professionals, there is no written code of ethics. And you know that this particular recession was attributed to the MBA only, the management professionals only, especially those who are into financial domain. It is a proven thing. Since then, there is a lot of emphasis on the values, on the morals, right, on the ethics of a management professionals. And at the end of the day, It's not what we earn. See, everyone wants to become successful in our life. Everyone has a different story altogether. Everyone needs to be successful, right? So we should not compare one with another. Let us fight our own struggle by ourselves. Let us excel. Let us come out with flying colors. Let us prove that yes, I can also do something. Yes, I can also do something. I can make not only a lot of money, I can contribute for the cause of society. I can make a positive impact. What legacy you are going to leave? What legacy you are going to leave in your life? People will forget there was an XYZ, right? We have come empty-handed, we'll go empty-handed. But what legacy will leave, what impact and contribution will make on the society, that is going to be there. So to do that, the first you need to become successful in your career. First you need to become successful in your career. Then you can contribute for the society, for the cause of the society. You can help the needy. I think that's why today in the business schools, the community engagement has got so much focus. The community engagement. That's the real development. That's why there is a lot of need for social entrepreneurs. Social entrepreneurs. Those who can take a cause, the real problem in the society, come out with the solutions. It doesn't mean that there is no money. There is also money is there. Without money, how business can run? Right? So my dear budding managers, once again, I thank you, all of you, for choosing your PGDM program in one of the prestigious business schools, Firebird Institute of Management in Research. That's definitely a wise decision. The institution has wonderful infrastructure, the visionary management, those who are themselves are entrepreneur and gone through tough challenges in life. I think that is one asset for all of you. You can look up to them and learn a lot of new things every day. That learning, extra learning opportunities you have. You have experienced faculty members on board, Dr. Natarajan sir, the director ma'am are there, and there is a whole lot of other faculty members. And definitely, I'm confident you all are warriors because you have chosen this program during this difficult time. And definitely, you will come out with flying colors. Never allow a negative thought in your mind. You must believe that survival for the fittest, okay, as it is said, and necessity is the mother of invention. I'm sure each one of you will become highly creative, innovative to address the challenges you will be facing for next 3 to 4 months as the campus are closed and you have to attend the classes using the online platform. But learning never ends. And I'll conclude, there is one of my senior colleagues who always says there are 4 ways of learning and we have to integrate these 4 ways. Learning, there are different ways of learning, but broadly, one is from the classroom, what teachers they teach, direct delivery of the lesson and interaction, maybe around 25%. The second 25% is from the peer group, collaborative learning. So and you ensure that you collaborate with your friends and even with your teachers in the learning process. The next 25% learning is your experience. That means what I say time and again, all the projects, mini projects, internship, industry visit, whatever you learn, you need to put in action, whether through case studies or any other medium that you must do it. And other 25%, the final 25%, which makes it 100%, is your social learning. The learning what happens with interaction beyond the classroom, outside the classroom, inside the campus, outside the campus. I think that's also very, very important. So this makes 100% learning. So I wish you all a very happy learning. Stay safe, and I'm sure that you all will come out with flying colors 2 years from now and will become successful, a happy person in your personal and professional life. Thank you so much once again to the management of the Firebird Institute of Management and Research, the faculty team, and Dr. Natarajan sir for giving me this opportunity to learn from my interaction with all of you, and the learning continues. We all are learners. We all are lifelong learners. Thank you so much once again. Thank you. Namaste. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. That was indeed a keynote address which had a 360-degree perspective. And we in Firebird, we actually go with positivity. And even this program which is happening today in the online platform is built on an optimistic note. And we also are happy that you mentioned conceptual clarity. Why? Because our vetting process, as our trustee madam had told, is always built on the foundations of conceptual clarity, and we go with what is required in the industry. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that wonderful keynote address that you presented today. So we now have a small recognition to do. We recognize the presence of our distinguished visiting faculty, Professor Satya Kumar and Mohan Kumar, who are there. Anyway, we have a detailed introduction of all the faculty in the post-lunch sessions. And now, sir, please stay back because we have a question and answer session. As you said, even though Microsoft, DMart, White Hat Junior are all opening up a lot of job opportunities, and in this area of digital transformation, we will have some of our elite audience here who will have to approach you with a few questions. So now I open the floor for the question and answer session. Ladies and gentlemen. We have one of our own student, Mr. Saiju Cletus, who wants to throw a question at you, sir.
Hello, sir. Shaiju here. So, I have a question, sir. So, the question is that I think my question, I do justice to my question if I ask this question towards you, because this is a very important question at this novel era. So, what I find is, I read an article recently stating that the Economic Times calls it the skill catastrophe. The Financial Express calls it the skill crisis, skill and unemployment crisis. So, as you rightly said again, the soft skill and the hard skill are very important. But in a managerial perspective, I would like to ask you that whether this current situation will help us improve our soft skills in terms of digital transformation.
Okay. Is this question to me? Is this the question to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much for this wonderful interjection. As you rightly say, that, see, in fact, as in other word, the right word we can put it, mention it as skill needs. These are not gaps, these are the needs. That means as industry goes through transformation, and in management you'll find out the VUCA world, volatile, uncertainty, complex, okay, and ambiguous world, wherein business and the COVID-19 situation has made this more facile. So what kind of skill needs today the management graduates or any other graduates in general they need, keeping in mind on the digital transformation? The firstly, the understanding the digital tools and techniques. Now, if I say the digital tools and techniques, what are the tools and techniques are there? Most of the business schools today, you will see that they have the courses on analytics, they have the courses on business intelligence, they have the courses on ERP. Many business schools, they have courses on SAP, the fundamentals. In fact, so then some, they have the advanced program on SAS as well. So these are the need of the hours. It's nothing to do. Okay, these are the industry requirements, and we need to feed in to the industry. Is it not? That's very important. Why they will come and recruit one management graduate, that is not irrespective of HR, MA, MSc, whatever it is, understanding technology, the digital tools is very much essential. That's the order of the day. Now, if it is not there in the curriculum, many places we have seen, because industry changes so fast, in academic world, we cannot change the curriculum, cannot make that kind of dynamic curriculum. So what best we can do? What we can do is that we can give those kind of input as a non-credit hours, or through some certification programs, or tying up with the industry to cater to their needs. There are beautiful models. One simple model of Ernst & Young. They have a model wherein they come to the campus, they do the preliminary screening, and they select some 50-60 students in that second semester. After that, their executives come to the campus and they carry out one screening program. Then they conduct one test and they select maybe 30-40 base students. I think that's the kind of collaboration we need to do from the institution side with the prospect employers, so that they can use our infrastructure, they can use our facilities, and I'm sure that industry will give positive response to this kind of approach. So these developments, along with the soft skills, definitely these are essential, because most of the projects will be onshore, offshore project, wherein you need to coordinate with them. So until unless you communicate, it will be very tough. The soft skill and life skills are very much important, and get technological knowledge with the emerging areas wherein we need to get the expertise. That's why in the career development strategy, we always talk about the skill mapping. Skill mapping. We tell to the students, you are in HR, you go through the job description for the HR executive or HR associate, HR business partner, whatever name you call it. Go to the newspaper, go to the job portal, and find out the job description, what qualities they are looking for. Now, mapping. You have those. If not, no problem. You need to develop. The problem is we need to develop every time the new. That's why I say the learning needs to be continuous. If not, whatever we learn during our 2 years program is enough. Is going to be enough, right? Because industry needs are always changing, and we need to collectively find out the gaps and do a skill mapping, and we need to develop those areas so that we can fit the bill, the requirement, so that we can get absorbed. Now, it's not about getting a job. It's not about getting a job. Job itself is a life cycle. Once you join, then you will be promoted. So as your role changes, you need to learn new technology, the new processes in the company. Until you learn, upskill and upgrade your knowledge and skill sets, then you will not be given promotion also in the company. So it is a continuous process. You go to the growth stage, the leadership stage, again you have to learn. There are so many trainings and so many trainings and MBAs for the leaders. Leaders are doing advanced management program in Harvard and premier institution. What is the need? Because they also need to learn. There is a skill gap at every level. No one can say that there is no skill gap at CEO level and there is a skill gap at the down level. At different role, different position, as a given environmental situation, there may be skill gap. So we need to fill up. When you move up to the career position, at each stage there will be skill gaps. We need to continuously learn, upgrade, enhance our skill set so that we remain contemporary and we excel. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. So just one more question. So do you think there is a lack of infrastructure to help us
No. See, I said in the very beginning, many times students, they have the perception that institute will give them the job, the placement. It is not the responsibility of any of the institution across the world to give the job. Number one. Number two, all students are matured enough at this stage to understand good and bad, to understand the challenges in the industry or in their learning, the gap. Okay, we are competent enough at the PG level, so we can identify that. Last, the placement is a student-driven activity. Students need to take the leadership position because they need to appear for the interview, not the teachers or anybody else will appear. Teachers definitely will do their 100%, give their 100%. They go extra mile. They work round the year 24/7 to enable the students so that they have the bright future. There's so much sacrifice done by the students, but students need to be proactive. They need to come forward. They need to discharge their duties and responsibilities. There is no lack of infrastructure. What kind of infrastructure you want? See, I'll give you one example, the chartered accountant course. The toughest examinations of the Indian chartered accountant course, okay, across the world, it is delivered through distance mode. It's a very, it itself is a case study. What is the infrastructure? What is the architecture? Nothing. But students, they take a lot of interest. They go for tutorial. They go extra mile. They take extra coaching from the professors to understand the accounting and the commerce, and they excel. And it is, I believe, that, as I rightly said, all of you, the students of 2020 batch, are privileged. You are blessed that you got admission to such a premier institution. There are other lots. Those are not getting opportunity, this kind of opportunity to study in a campus. I believe there is never been any shortage of infrastructure and architecture, and in especially today's digitally connected world, no one can say that I lack this thing, I lack that thing, and because of this, I could not do that thing. I think these all are excuses, and what will happen if we give these excuses? At the end, what we are doing? We are compromising with our own interest. We are compromising with our career. We should not do it. We must come out successfully. That's why I said, but each individual, see, I'm time and again I'm saying, each individual has a different story, right? We cannot compare one with other. But each individual has a dream to become successful in his or her own way. We must respect. It's the responsibility of that individual to ensure that he or she accomplishes that dream, what he or she has in the mind. Support systems are there. Teachers are there. Mentors will be there. You take one step, others will take 10 steps to support you, but everything must come from yourself. So I'll again tell you that there is no lack of any facilities or infrastructure, any other kind of support. It's all within yourself or within the students. It's the interest must come. That's why, there is a beautiful quote. Whenever we talk about startup activities, we tell that entrepreneurship cannot be taught, it can be caught. A similar kind of situation, right? There is nothing, lacking, but it's only you have to catch the opportunity. And to catch that, you should enable yourself so that you can catch that. Okay, so that's how it makes different. Thank you so much. Another very wonderful introduction.
Further questions? Aishwarya has a question.
Morning, sir. I'm Aishwarya. My question is, since we are taking a management course in 2020, what expectation can we have from corporate when we pass
Now, can you repeat once again?
Since we are taking the management course in 2020, so what expectation we can have from corporate when we pass out?
Okay, so see the expectation from the corporate, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, I must tell you, there are many thoughts are in the air that even those who are passing out in 2020 batch, some students are saying that we are COVID batch. Very funny. We are COVID batch. There was no exam conducted. We are given average marks. Okay. And corporate will have some kind of negative thoughts against our batch, and they will not give us priority. That's altogether is a very, very wrong and a very wrong proposition altogether. Let me tell you, see, learning is a continuous process. You know, I'll give one simple example. The Donald Trump, just 1 month back, he passed one ordinance resolution, and he said for all the federal jobs, the academic qualification does not have any value. If any person has the skill sets, that person can be appointed irrespective of whether he is graduate or postgraduate, whatever it is. See what it shows. The company like Google, the company like Ernst Young, long back they have removed the eligibility criteria, academic eligibility criteria from their recruitment process. They all focus on the skills. But having said that, academic qualification always have huge weightage. If you have the skills and the academic qualification, that's the best combination. You can rise to the maximum level. But those who have only the skills, until unless they are entrepreneurs. Okay, there's different set of examples altogether. If I talk about the Mark Zuckerberg, talk about the Bill Gates, Hewlett Packard, Dhirubhai Ambani, they all are not educated, right? But they did so extremely well. So extremely well. But we cannot compare that because they are not educated, they did well. That means we don't need education. I think that is a very wrong inferences. That's not a correct inference. But many successful entrepreneurs, those who are not educated, they say, if you would have been educated or did MBA or some program, the way we excel, our growth rate would have been much, much faster than the growth rate we had to come to this stage. So education has immense values in its position, but along with the skill sets. So you all are warrior during this difficult time, during this unprecedented time, being at home, you all have gone extra mile, taken extra efforts to enroll yourself in the program. You are using the technology to the maximum. You all are tech savvy, guys. You all are at advantageous position. We have seen the life. Today in the industry, I read other day newspaper, there is a lot of demand for at CEO levels, those who have faced turbulent times in the corporate 2009 economic recession, because they know how to address the situation. I think you are better off. You are an advantageous position. The experience you had during this tough time, being at home, maintaining social distance, maintaining, following the safety precautions, the provisions, and you are going extra mile to enroll yourself in a PG program, and you are attending online classes, interacting with the teachers and other experts across India and the world. What kind of skill sets you have? I think you lot are wonderful. Those who are pursuing that program during this time. Learning never ends. And learning doesn't mean within the four walls, in the classroom only you have to learn. No. Today we have the e-labs. Engineers can do their laboratory activities on the e-labs. Everything can be done. There was a study, I will tell you, in the Coursera, they used to cater the program entrepreneurship development in the Coursera. So many people, they raised questions. Can an entrepreneurship education using online model be effective? And there was a study done by the Coursera, and 75% candidates said that yes, it is effective. It is effective. So effectiveness, it's all, once again, see, time and again, I'm telling the same thing. It is the student driven. Students needs to be proactive. They need to be, coming forward and take the leadership position, learn the new tools and techniques, and discharge your duties. I think corporate world will recognize this warrior batch, especially, is a very unique batch. Those who have gone through difficult times, and again they have come out flying colors, You are a unique batch. You have special qualities which other students, I believe, they don't have. And I strongly agree on this position. Thank you so much. Definitely, all of you will end up in good companies.
Anybody else?
Good morning, sir. Professor, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Prasad. Go ahead.
Sir, this is Krishna Prasad. I'm from the so-called COVID batch of 2020. So, like, I just passed out from the college right now. So, first of all, let me welcome all the newcomers over there, and I wish to congratulate them on joining Firebird. And my question to Professor Dutta is like you told about improving our skill set and being employable all the time. So when it comes to this situation right now, so in this COVID era, like earlier we knew the skill set which is required for an employable to be employable. Like we should be very much skilled in communication. We must very much able to interact with people and all. So in this era, in this particular era, what is the variation in the skill set happening now? So if there are
Okay.
any skill set variations, how does that impact us? How can we learn that more?
Okay, Praveen Kumar, I think you are a COVID batch, as you rightly said. So wonderful, and congratulations on your graduation. You have passed out in this difficult time, and your question is very relevant. So I'll give you just 2, 3 different views on this particular. Okay, what question you have raised. The number one, someone asked me, sir, there is no job at present. What to get the job? Okay, that is a very common question today. And most of the companies, many companies, whether Uber, Ola, and so many companies, they're laying off the employees, right? So that's the number one. The second challenge I must tell you, today companies focus is on bottom line, the productivity, right? How can company ensure financially they stable and they keep on earning revenue? Right? So that's another focus area. Now there are many employees are laid off at mid-level and junior level position. They are also looking for the job, and the freshers, you are also looking for the job. So it is becoming much more complex that freshers have to compete with the experienced employees, those who are laid off. So that's another challenge for this 2020 batch, right? And as most of the companies are focusing on the bottom line and 70 to 80% employees are working from home, so what companies focus area is to operate with the minimum strength, right? So that they can save their variable expenses. Any of fixed cost will be the same, variable expenses, and they remain sustainable. So that's another focus area of most of the companies out there. Now in this tough time, SMEs are not doing well. We know SMEs how difficult time they're facing. I know a lot of entrepreneurs are really struggling, okay, at present time, and some financial packages are announced by the government, so probably they will come up. But let us be see what I'll tell. As you said, in terms of skill sets, if I talk about, I'll give 2, 3 different perspectives so that it will be clear. In terms of skill sets, today, if you Google it or look at in any national dailies, you'll find out some of the skill sets. What, because all the companies are going for digital transformation, the skill sets like your analytics, big data, intelligence, artificial intelligence, all these things are in great demand, and coding also is in great demand, especially. But how we can learn, because these were not the situation when we pursued our program. Okay, so this is the challenge. Learning is a challenge. Okay, how we can learn these courses, but definitely there are many good companies are there. If I call some one or two, Udemy, Unacademy, and so many other company. Upgrade has a tie up with AICT also, where they give advanced courses in artificial intelligence and big data management. Is it not? They have a tie up with the ICT. ICT giving circulation that you can pursue your courses from Upgrade. Okay, so there are Being at home also, opportunities are there wherein we can learn some of the advanced technologies. I know, I'll tell you one example. One of my 2011 passed out when I was full-time regular faculty. Okay, Arindam, his name is Arindam. He passed out as a MBA HR, right? So he was in HR company for a long time. Then what he did last year, out of his own interest, he learned coding. Now he is in abroad in a good IT company and he is doing programming. See, he sensed in the right time there is a great demand of coding and he himself changed his career trajectory, career path. He learned new skills and changed. Okay, this is a normal time situation I'm talking about. But today, as you rightly said, life skills and soft skills will be always required. It is not time specific or any particular company specific. These are required even to lead a healthy personal life, not professional life. Right? This makes learning 360 degree. So life skills means the common sense, understanding the environment, understanding the economy, how the industry is doing, what are the companies are not doing well, what are the companies that are good prospects. The few companies they have good prospects, okay, and few companies they are very dull prospects. Now, if I say tourism, travel, tourism, hospitality, aviation, they have gone for a toss. Okay, you will agree with me. Most of the five-star hotels are closed, is it not? Because the travel is not happening, corporate meetings are not happening, and tourists are not coming. How these industries will operate? The major hit sector is travel, tourism, hospitality, transportation, aviation. The sector which have a very good prospect, the number one is the IT, information technology and the enabled services. There's a huge prospect because all are going for digital transformation. Now we have to find out with our academic background, can we learn some skill sets, IT tools and techniques wherein we can fit in. Okay, whether we can fit in or we can sell ourselves to the corporate or we can map with their industry requirements. That's doing very well. The second sector, the pharmaceutical and the healthcare sectors are doing very well. Pharmaceutical and healthcare sectors are doing very well. The third sector is the financial services because everyone needs life protection. Everyone needs loan now. It's so difficult time. So these three sectors doing well and booming also, growing very fast. But as you rightly said, there are challenges. There are challenges in terms of placement. I know the industry, but let us not be no let us be hopeful. I think that's very, very important because given the situation, you know that Russia, there is one vaccine they have developed, already passed through that stage, okay, human trial. And Indian Serum Institute, Pune, they have also said that by latest by Jan, they will come out with the coronavirus vaccine. So most likely another 5 6 months. No, if we don't get a break or a good opportunity, we need to wait. But this wait means what? This wait actually is not a wait. This is a time given for our skill development, to introspect, to look out for the opportunities. Can we do something of our own? So huge opportunities. I was telling in the beginning, see, most of the startup activities happened in the difficult time, in the economic recession. Uber, Airbnb, and so many other companies which was started during 2000 economic recession. Even in India, most of the startup activities happened in 2009 when there was economic recession. So this is another time. I think there may not be that kind of no opportunities for getting a job in a company as of now. Maybe that may not be there, but we have the opportunities to introspect, to look within ourselves. Can we do something of our own? What are the skills we need? Can we develop this skill set? This is a small stop that we give to us. Take it as positive and develop the skill sets and keep exploring. There is specially sites, websites developed for the COVID pass out students, okay, or COVID those who are laid off during this time. Special site for the employees, those who are laid off during COVID. Okay, so a lot of initiatives are taken. We need to browse through, we need to go through, look at the different industry, industry report, what are the opportunities are there, look at whether being at home also we can develop some skill sets, or can we plan the gestation time given us to 5 to 6 months in this time, can we do something of our own, become an entrepreneur and do something productive? If not, no one gives us job. Can we do something of the difference between an educated mind and others. You all are the management. I think you should not lose hope. The times are tough, situations are tough. We know this is tough. Okay, everyone knows, understand it. But in this time, we should not lose our hope. We should be very strong. Should be strong enough. Should have resilient, so that we can fight back and come out successfully. I do respect your view. I understand the situation. But as I said, no, this time shall also pass. Tough time don't exist forever, but tough people they exist. I'm sure you are a tough guy. Thank you so much.
Definitely, sir. Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
morning,
For
Mr. Dutta, sir.
you.
Good morning, Mr. Dutta, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I am Kamalakanan from Firebird of 2020 batch. My question was, will a management program help in overcoming the challenges to become a professional? I would like to, based on your experience.
Now, can you come back again?
Sure, sir. Will a management program help in overcoming the challenges to become a professional? I would like to know based on your experience.
Okay. See, I'll just try to put it in a very simple way. See, management program, if you look at what is the difference between MBA and all other programs. See, if you look at the MBA program and the structure of the curriculum, this structure, it includes psychology, human psychology, the principle of management, behavioral psychology, consumer behavior, fundamentals of marketing, finance, HR, operation, productions, basics of accounting. So much it covers, cut across all areas. Along with that, the teaching learning process, if you look at the way the business students are nurtured, are developed, given exposure in terms of project, in terms of industry visit, expert lecture, management fest, so many other things, startup activities. I think we are developing very holistic personality, the 360-degree personality. So management graduates, they can fit in, they can fit in at any situation. Essentially, the way they are nurtured and brought up, the way the different subjects are taught, they can easily learn new tools and technology. They are highly adaptable. They are highly flexible. They can change with the time. They can remain relevant. They understand. Their common sense are very, very high. Their IQ may be average, but their attitudes are very, very positive. They are positive mind, the mindset. These are the essential qualities for anybody to become a successful personality in life. There are ample examples where management graduates they have done extraordinarily well in all walks of life. You know John Abraham, okay, the famous Bollywood hero, basically is an MBA. There are many MBAs who have changed their career path and they have gone to non-conventional areas and they excelled everywhere because these are the basic things. Even in our personal life, even in our day-to-day life, we can do wonderful things. The way we manage our home, the way we expense to run our lives, okay, we can bring in a lot of innovations there. The way we do the interior inside our home, we can remain highly productive there. We have studied product design, process design. We can implement those in our day-to-day lives. Why not? And what not? I think management students are very much capable of to lead a very professional life, a successful personal life, a successful personal career. Okay, and definitely, I think they are the big game changer. They are the winners for life, not only for a great profession, but they are the winners for life, provided you embrace the thoughts which are present in different disciplines well. You cooperate with the teachers in the collaborative learning process. You involve yourself in the different activities. And I have little doubts that anybody from the management disciplines will not do well in the life. I think you all are, that's what, there's a big famous quote by Steve Kera. Okay, winners don't do different things. They do things differently. That is the part of you can win. But recently in his new book, he has another quote: a life not by default, a life by designing. And I believe you all are the great designers to design your own life. Thank you so much for the wonderful question.
And Mr. Dutta, sir, again I'm Kamal. Just one more question, sir. And recently we have heard, due to this pandemic situation, all around the world, there was a layoff in big multinational companies. What was the reason behind that, sir?
Please come back, Kamal, once again.
Yes, sir. Recently we have heard, due to this pandemic situation, we have known that thousands and thousands of employees were laid off from the multinational companies. What was the reason behind it, sir?
Okay. See, that's why I said, and they will see that what Ratan Tata has said recently, and it is in circulation in the social media. And he has said that so long employees have worked so hard for many companies, but it is unethical on the part of company that they are not able to sustain for this 5 to 6 or 7, 8 months and to pay their employees, and they are forced to laid off the employees. Okay, so he has categorically said that many companies, they have not laid off, they have reasonably reduce the salary by 10%, 30% based on the level of the employees. I think that is wiser part instead of laying off. But having said that, see, as I said, this is a very, very tough time wherein people are only spending money on daily necessity goods. Okay, they are not spending money on luxurious goods or anything without which they can sustain. So tough time. There is not much money circulation. Even US economy is also not doing. There are also a lot of laid off. Okay, across the world, there are around 20 million people are laid off due to this pandemic situations. So if there is no money circulation, if the product and services are not sold, the bottom line is hit in the company. So company, maybe some companies, they are forced to laid off some of the employees because they are not financially viable. But having said that, my question will be always there. Companies work so long for a company, but during this difficult time, when everyone is passing through tough time, instead of laying off, we should be able to sustain and reduce the salary by 10%, 30%, and let them be there with you. Okay, I think that would have been what ideal case during this time, and that's why the people are asking that the ethical aspects of the companies, the multinational companies, why they are laying off, because they know better that the employees are laid off, they can't find immediate placement to some other companies at this difficult time. So at least hold them for some more time. Okay, another 6, 7 months it will go off, and but reduce salary by 10%, 30% reasonably, and instead of laying off. But small companies, those who are running on day-to-day money, working capital, for them it will be tough. But still, many companies, small startups, they are saying to employees that please be with us. I'm not laying off. Take a little bit. When that will come back to normalcy, we start getting, we'll pay off your salary. So different strategies our companies are taking. But laid off definitely, is not advisable or accepted. Okay, as a part of corporate responsibility. So, but what we can say, when the company's profit bottom line is hit, company thinks differently. They think that let us lay off and save some money. That's it. So it's a very difficult question, but as Ratan Tata rightly said that we should not lay off the employees, and Tata has not done any kind of layoff. Even Reliance has not done any kind of layoff. Reliance has slashed the salary for the executives. Okay, those are getting less than 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh per month. I think there is no cut, but more than that salary, there is some 30-40% salary cut. I think that is very wise. That should have been the perfect practice what corporate should have done across the world. But then they always look at the other side. But let us hope that this tough time will go off and the employees laid off will be taken back, absorbed again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir. I have a doubt. This is Vimal Raj. I have a doubt regarding financial market, sir.
Mhm.
Sir, why is Indian financial market considered as a weak market that moves towards semi-strong market?
Can you come back once again?
Sir, the Indian financial market is classified as a weak market which moves towards semi-strong market.
See, if we look at the, okay, thank you for the question. See, if you look at the Indian financial market, the financial market obviously it is connected with the status of the economic health of this particular country, right? And if you look at the economic health, the GDP growth, okay, it's a really very around 2 to 2.5, hovering between 2 to 2.5 in the current quarter. And employment rate has gone down. Okay, there is no employment also right time. Okay, so that's another, and people are not spending money, so the money circulation in the economy is not there. So there are many popular theories by the economists, and they say that until unless there is money circulation in the economy cannot survive. But at present time, as people they don't have much money, many laid off, the salary cut, so people are also not expending more money. So there is a money circulation problem. Because of this, there is a lot of hits, okay, in different pockets by the companies and the small time traders. They're having difficult time. So I think at present time, even the Indian financial market we're passing through the tough time, but definitely we'll overcome everything. Is all situation, whether it is economy or other areas, everything connected with this particular COVID-19 situations. And once we come back to normalcy, okay, another 3 4 months, be hopeful. Let us look for the skills what we can develop. Let us look out for the opportunities. Look out for the areas where we can come back once again. I think this would be our strategy at right time when we come back to normalcy. Let us be hopeful. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Question answer session. Thanks everyone for the exorbitant people who participated and made it very lively and thought-provoking. So, sir, we are really humble gratitude to all of you. Madam has a question.
Yeah, Prof. Jyoti, I just have something to add on to Professor Bholanath's data. Give me a minute, please. At the outset, Professor, thank you very much for a very clear outline of how continuous learning is very important and how each child's own drive will lead him and take him to great heights. I think it's a very important point that you insisted and you put across very well with beautiful examples. This is just one point I'd like to add on for the question posed by Mr. Krishna Prasad. His question was, what is a new skill set I need to acquire to get into an industry given the current scenario? Actually speaking, I think the industries and big corporates themselves are vague. They don't know where they're heading. Of course, it'll take some time for things to fall in place. I can give you a very simple example. When companies laid off the employees and around 20–30% of employees were laid off, with 70% of employees currently working, they realized that the output was the same. So they're questioning themselves and restructuring the whole program to see, did we underutilize our people or should we have done better with the 100% employed stage? So this is a transition period, which is why Firebird strives to be in close contact with the industry to understand what is the current trend, what is that we have to add into our curriculum to make you all industry ready always. So this is one important point I wanted to add and bring it to the notice of our audiences today. Thank you, Mr. Jyoti.
Mr. Dutta, sir.
Yes.
Again, I'm Kamal, sir. And just one more question. Right now, it seems like artificial intelligence is taking the job opportunities and reducing their employment rate of us. But will it be a
I think
sir?
you have mute.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. I'm repeating my question, sir. And right now, it seems like artificial intelligence is. I'm sorry, sir. Again, it went to mute. Am I audible right now, sir?
Yes, yes. Continue, please.
Thank you, sir.
No.
Sir, let me put my question in the chat box.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Okay, so once again, let me sense of gratitude from Firebird to our keynote speaker. And now for the formal vote of thanks, we have none other than Professor Bholanath. We have more than 200 decades of experience in marketing, and he's been a member of board of studies for many organizations. So over to you, Professor, for doing the formal proposal of the vote of thanks.
Good morning to everyone. Every great journey starts with the first step in the right direction, and I'm sure our new batch have taken the right step today and the right direction. It gives me great honor to propose a vote of thanks on this August gathering. Ethical leadership, scoring high on the employability index, combination of hard skills, soft skills, and life skills, lifelong learnability, tapping to the digital transformation, being determined, grabbing opportunities, or looking for opportunities even in challenging times. Sir, these words of wisdom have really inspired us, and I'm sure the learning associates at Firebird have taken the message in the right spirit. It is a great pleasure that I thank our chief guest, Dr. Dutta, for having made himself available on a Monday morning in spite of his busy schedule and stature. Thanks also to none other than our guiding lights, our managing trustee, Dr. Sundaran and Mrs. Sujana Sundaran, for leading us and taking this institution to greater heights. Mr. Vyas and Mr. Venugopal, executives from Shiva Texian, thank you for your presence. I would be failing in my duty if I don't thank my colleagues here, the faculty team, heavily led by the action movement, I should say, Dr. Prema and Professor Chandrasekhar and Dr. Joseph for putting this show together. Thank you all. And not to mention the least, the support staff, especially the IT people, for having made this online meet possible. Once again, it's an honor to welcome all the new learning associates at Firebird. I also thank the alumni of Firebird and the current second year students for having it made possible to attend this meeting this Monday morning. Thanks once again. Thanks one and all. I hope you stay safe and stay happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. So,
Professor Jyoti, before you close the session, please check if Mr. Kamalakarnan's question has come in the chat box. If so, can you please read it out for us?
Sure. Dr. Bholanath, we have a question for you in the chat box. So can you please close by answering?
Okay, there is one question from Kamala Kannan. Sir, right now, artificial intelligence is taking the job of will it be a boon or curse? Okay, I think this question what Kamal wanted to pose it before 2-3 times. That so if we look back, right, in 1960s, okay, when the bank was nationalized, there was in India there was many questions on the job prospect. Then again, 1980s or late 1980s, when slowly computers started in banking sector, so many people were worried, okay, what would be the fate of employees. But today we see that with the integration of technology in the banking sector, at least the peoples are very happy. They are getting better service, and there are a lot of opportunities in the ancillary sector as well. So, say this kind of mindset of artificial intelligence, whether no, this will have negative effect on the employment rate. That may not be the case. This artificial intelligence will bring out a lot of opportunities in the added ancillary areas wherein there will be good job prospects. So that's why initially a few companies, even Microsoft, they were reluctant to come into artificial intelligence full-fledged because of its possibly negative impact on the humanity. But today it has taken a center stage, and I don't believe that any kind of positive changes, okay, in the technology, we need to embrace it. We need to make use of it to the best possible way. It is not going to replace human beings altogether. Always human beings will be at the helm. They will be at the control, and but only thing, maybe the skill sets required to the new kind of situation may differ, and we need to develop this skill set. This is basically resistance to change, and we know that human civilization is the history of productivity. If you look back since time memorial today, everything is connected with the productivity. And artificial intelligence is another tool which enhance the productivity. So there is no other way to stop it. We need to embrace it. We need to find out the best way how we can put it. It can be used in medical science, in so many other areas. Artificial intelligence can be used, which will be beneficial for humanity, for the civilizations, and it will give it will also open up new kind of opportunities connected with this particular technology, and we need to develop those skill sets. I think that's one question from Kamala Kannan. Next question from Vimal Raj. As India is a country with low digital literacy and facilities, can it make effective change in upcoming days? And can it reach also? So, Vimal Raj, that's a wonderful question. We do understand the digital penetration is less, but with the initiatives of Digital India, and recently Government of India has also made announcement to connect the rural India, whole of India, with high-speed optic fiber net, and definitely that will be a new India. Already there is no fund is earmarked and investment is made. Only is a matter of time when work will start. So the penetration will definitely happen, and this need has come up due to this COVID-19 situation. All and government has understood that it must connect the whole of India through optic fiber internet connections, wherein all can be connected, benefits can go down, and this is a very constructive, strategic approach, because we have one other card. Now there is a proposal for one national card across the India, right? So a lot of things are connected, which can be directly connected if we have the internet connections all every part of India. So definitely, as of now, there is challenges in terms of digital penetration, but it will be overcome very soon. And Facebook, IBM, they have already made significant investment to educate, to ensure that digital huge digital knowledge reaches across India. There is a huge investment already made. Thank you so much, Vimal, for the wonderful question.
So thanks a lot to everybody once again that we had an exciting morning session, very informative, and we thank each and everyone for having made this wonderful program. So one information for the batch 4 students, the heroes and heroines of today. So you have to log in again for the post-10 session at 1:50 p.m. So because we have to precisely start at 2 p.m. today. Thanks a lot, everybody. Let us sign off until we meet again at 2 p.m. Thank you from Firebird Institute of Research and Management. We have the salutations to the nation. So there is all grace for the nation.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे